Hello everyone. Good evening. Today is Sunday, October 31st, 2021. All Hallows Eve. Which makes tomorrow All Hallows Day. And so, what better way to celebrate the end of a Halloween evening than by playing a classic Halloween adventure game? Hugo's House of Horrors. Hugo's House of Horrors is an adventure game created originally as shareware by David P. Gray in 1990. It features 16 colors and PC speaker sound and music. It was followed by two sequels, Hugo 2 Whodunit, which is a murder mystery, and Hugo 3 Jungle of Doom. But tonight we're playing Hugo's House of Horrors. This is the only series of adventure games, at least that I'm aware of, that actually very much imitated the Sierra-style adventure games of the time. Again, this is 1990, so 256 colors were brand new, although sound card support had been out for at least 2 years by then. And so, let's get to it. Hugo's House of Horrors, starring Hugo, produced by David P. Gray. Shareware version 1.3s, directed by David P. Gray, music by David P. Gray. Enjoy. Copyright 1990 by David P. Gray, all rights reserved. This is running at 486 cycles in DOSBox, which, according to this title screen with its splash credits, there we are. That was the introduction music. As I was saying, according to the splash credits, this is running at even a higher speed than what I originally played it with. So here is our hero, our protagonist, Hugo. And as you can see, he's got this teal-colored shirt and these purple hero pants. So here we are outside of this house, which appears to be haunted, at least if the atmosphere is to be believed. We've got the great big fat full moon out there, and a bat flying in front of it and around the house. And we've got this fence here, and we've got all these eyes looking at us through the windows. So let's push F1 for starters and go to help. So press F1 again for instructions. F2 turns the sound down and off. F3 recalls the last line, similar to F3 in DOS, and actually F3 in Sierra games of this era. F4 saves your game. F5 restores. F6 gives you your list of inventory items. F9 is the boss button. The boss button was a feature where if you were playing games on your work computer at work, which was possibly the only way that you would have access to a computer in those days, it would immediately give you a DOS shell and hide the game in resident memory. And then another key combination would get you back into the game. And escape returns to the game. So, let's press F1 again for instructions. This will also give us the story, I believe. Welcome to Hugo's House of Horrors. The story so far. You are in total control of Hugo's destiny as he searches the haunted house for his sweetheart Penelope. She was last seen going into this house on a babysitting assignment. You may control Hugo's motion with the arrow keys or keypad. You may also give him simple commands to pick up or look at something which catches your eye. A very useful phrase would be, "Open the door," on the first screen, for example. Others are, "Look" and "Look at." Press any key for more. On your travels, be on the lookout for useful or valuable objects. They may very well help you in your quest for Penelope. Keep your wits about you, though, since not everything is necessarily as it seems. Press any key for more. Some notes on the function keys. Press F2 to toggle the sound on-off. F4 and F5 allow you to save and restore your game. This is very useful just before you are about to enter a new room or do something dangerous. That sounds like a very gratuitous hint. F6 allows you to see what objects you are currently carrying. Press any key for more. Where's the any key? Oh, there it is. F9 is the boss button for people who like to sneak in a game during office hours! Exclamation point. It simply shells you out to DOS. You must hit exit, I think that means type exit, to rejoin your game. This button will allow you to keep a game going in the background while you do your normal work in its DOS shell. Press any key for more. So that actually is an actual genuine DOS shell. Please register this shareware! Anyone registering this shareware will receive the registered version of HHH, that's Hugo's House of Horrors, a free hint book giving you a range of clues to help you, from cryptic to dead easy, imitating the progressively obvious hint books that Sierra made. A free version of Hugo's House of Horrors, which runs automatically, especially suitable for young children who can just watch the pretty pictures. Wow, the next gripping 3D action-adventure game in the series, when available. Yes, free! Now that's value! Press any key to return to game. To continue game, even. Okay, so here we are. So, Hugo and his swagger. I don't know why the game starts out with Hugo walking away from the house, but walking in place. I always thought that that was simply him, like maybe having second thoughts or something like that. I've never had an answer to that. That was another thing typical about the Hugo games too. If you could bump up against the barrier here, and then if you kept insisting to tap the key, then you would get a little bit closer. That was unique to the Hugo games. That didn't happen in any Sierra games. Did not happen. So, let's see here. Let's hit F6 to look at our inventory. You are carrying blank. Press escape to continue. Okay. So this was actually the very first graphical adventure game that I ever played. Hugo's House of Horrors. I encountered it even before Sierra games. My very first Sierra game was actually my second graphical adventure game, and that was King's Quest V, which is quite a step up from here in terms of both graphics and sound. Although that was the CD version, the floppy version, now, however, not the CD version with voice acting. Okay, so let's look. You are in front of the house where Penelope was last seen. If you are to rescue her, you must find a way inside, no matter what lies ahead. ... Exclamation point. Let's see, we've got a house. It sure is a spooky looking house. I think you should go inside. I guess we have to. I guess we should, even if we don't want to. But, let's see, look, fence. We got a fence surrounding the yard. It's a pretty boring fence, So that must mean that there's a backyard. Whoops. Big fat full moon up there. Look at the moon. You'll go blind. That's a joke, actually. Look, bat. I always thought it was funny. It's just flapping around up there. Yeah, I always thought it was funny how that bat only partially flapped its left wing. And that was all. I always thought that was rather funny. Look, tree. An oak tree, I think. What else? Look, eyes. They appear to be looking at you. So, let's see here. Fortunately or unfortunately, you cannot walk down or left or right on this screen. And I guess I always wished you could or something like that, but look, light. There's a porch light there. You see nothing very interesting about it. Okay, that's the game's default answer for something. So we've got to find a way into the house here. How about this? How about look under the mat? Nice try. Nothing under there, though. Yeah, well, look in... maybe it's called a lantern, that porch light. Oh, yeah, okay. It gave us the default look. So, it's... I've never seen a pumpkin that's this color. Well, actually, no, I take that back. I guess I have. It's just that normally you don't see pumpkins of this color, which is yellow. Anyway, that is a pumpkin. So what you can do, I'm going to save the game. Front of house. Look, pumpkin. This pumpkin looks a little odd. Okay. Well, let's see. One thing that you can do is simply smash pumpkin. Maybe David P. Gray was a fan of that band. The pumpkin breaks open to reveal a key. Oh, okay. Well, let's F5. Restore that game, and apparently it turned the description of the saved game into lowercase. So we can also get pumpkin. Okay. And we got 2 points for that. Open pumpkin. Actually, look at pumpkin now that we've got it. This pumpkin looks a little odd. I don't know what that was all about, actually. What does it mean, odd? Okay. The pumpkin breaks open to reveal a key. And we have to get the key because it fell to the ground. Okay. So, you were carrying key. So we eliminated the pumpkin. Look, key. Looks like a front door key to me. Okay. How about unlock door? Okay. And now, how about open door? You're not close enough. Okay. And there's even another set of eyes in there. Let's go in. Oh, there's a scientist-looking man up there. And he walks over to the room on the right. Well, let's look around. You are in the hall. It sounds as if a big feast or something is going on in the room to the right, in the room on the right. There's a flight of stairs to the left. So far, your presence has gone undetected. Okay. Look, picture. Actually, there are 3 pictures, but I think it's going to say the bat one. An exquisitely bad work of art. Okay. Can we look at the eyes on the pictures on the right, on the left? They appear to be looking at you. Okay. Well, we've got a rug here. You see nothing very interesting about it. Okay. Look, table. It is a small, round wooden table, useful for putting things on, like candles. Aha. Candle would be very useful. Actually, before we do that, there's this hole under the stairs here. It is too dark to see anything in there. Oh, okay. Let's get the candle then. Okay. Look, candle. A useful looking candle. Okay, now look, hole. I don't see anything much in here. Wait, there's a little penknife lying in the dust on the floor, and next to it is a little silver whistle. Okay, get pen knife. Okay, get whistle. Okay, I wonder what the whistle is for. Okay, well, now that we've got that, let's take a look upstairs. I always wonder why that mad scientist guy was up on the second floor here to start with when you enter the room. Let's open this door. Ooh, it's a small bedroom. You are in one of the upstairs bedrooms. There doesn't appear to be much of any interest at all in here. Okay. Look, bed. You get down on your hands and knees and peer under the bed to find absolutely nothing. Okay. How about look at the light on the ceiling? You see nothing very interesting about it. How about look out the window? It's pretty dark out there, but you can just make out the outline of a shed below, in amongst some trees. Okay. Well, the only other thing here is this closet armoire thing. Open door. Yeah, what's that thing? Look, closet. I can see no more than you at this moment. Okay, that's another default response from the game. So, what that actually is a mask. It appears to be a Halloween mask, looking somewhat like a grotesque monkey's head. Oh, that's the third biggest monkey head I've ever seen. Get mask. Okay. Look, mask. Yep, same thing. Wear mask. Okay. You okay? Can we take off the mask? Okay. Alright, that's all in that room. Let's look at the next room. Oh, it's the bathroom. You have arrived at the bathroom. Ah, we have arrived. Well, let's see here. Now, we see what looks like the moon out there again. It's pretty dark out there. You can just make out the outline of a shed below, in amongst some trees. Okay, same from the bedroom. That makes sense. Look sink. You see nothing very interesting about it. Look mirror. There appears to be something daubed on the mirror in red. It looks like the number 333. Now, I had not heard about 666 yet at this point in my life. And so I just thought okay, it's 333, that's all. But even now, I still don't think that that's a reference to 666. I think what it actually is a reference to the post office box number that David P. Gray had. And if I remember to show you the exit screen in DOS once we're done with the game, then you'll be able to see that information. So let's see. Look, bathtub. Bathtub. Nothing very interesting about it. You know what? Let's try something ordinary. Can you wash hands? Look, are you taking this game seriously or what? I remember that gave us so much laughs. And if you think that one's funny and childish, well, look, toilet. I'd rather not, thanks. Take bath? Apparently our hero doesn't understand what you mean, or doesn't think that that would be very useful. And that's another default response from the game. Because when you take a bath, you don't take a bath like it's an object that you put into your inventory. Can we look at the moon again? You have arrived at the bathroom. Oh, of course. Anything interesting about that light? No. Okay. Well, that's all for this room. Let's follow that mad scientist guy. The high-frequency cosmic radiation emanating from this room knocks your mask onto the floor. You can pick it up again when you come out. Now, I think, in hindsight, that was written so that nothing more had to be written about the mask and interacting with the characters in this room while wearing the mask. Here we go. Oh, it falls to the floor. Whoa. The mad professor speaks.
Ah, there you are. I've been looking all over the house for you. Look, you're late and we haven't much time. Step into the box and we'll begin the experiment.
But, the professor beckons you to step into the large cubicle in the center of the room. Cubicle meaning a cube-like shape. Okay. Well, we don't know who you are, and we don't know who you think we are. Look. You have arrived in the Mad Professor's laboratory. There's a strange-looking box connected to some weird machine with flashing lights. In the left-hand corner of the room is a little table with an assortment of odd-shaped items on it. Oh, okay. Look, table. The only thing you recognize is a useful-looking rubber bung. Now, I had never encountered that word before either, so I think I had to look it up in the dictionary or something. But a bung is simply a plug that you put into a hole, usually in a barrel. Wonder what the other stuff on the table is. Anyway, get bung. You're not close enough. And at the moment, we cannot get close enough. Okay. So, let's see. Look, professor. He looks totally gone. Some of the responses we found so amusing when we were kids. Interesting wallpaper in here, too. Look, green man. He has a certain charm, I suppose. Okay. Look, machine. You see lots of buttons and dials and flashing lights. Please don't ask me to try and figure it out. I was always confused here whether this was supposed to be Well, the first paragraph... No, I take that back. The second paragraph of "please don't ask me to try and figure it out," that's actually still the narrator speaking. So it's the narrator speaking to the player saying, please don't ask the narrator to try to describe what you're trying to look at. It's not actually Hugo speaking to the player. Can we talk to the professor, explain that we're not who he thinks we are? Look, just do as you're told, okay? Yeah. Let's see. Push button. What if we tried using the machine? I think you'd better leave that to Igor. That's the green guy. And he's got purple hero pants as well. We're in the box. Oh, there we go. Good, says the professor. Okay, Igor, press the blue button. Igor grumbles something incoherent and deftly presses the red button. Oh. You idiot, Igor, roars the professor. That's all I need. A colorblind imbecile for an assistant. Oh dear, I've got my headache coming on again. I've had enough hassle for one day. I'm going to have a lie down. The professor storms off, leaving you alone with Igor. Now, that remark about the professor saying that Igor is colorblind was actually very ironic, because when I was playing this game for the first time, the first few times, it was on an MCGA monitor, which means that it was not in 16 colors like we're seeing here. It was in actually several different shades of gray. And so, me being the player, I really was looking at a, quote, colorblind screen, unquote. And so the buttons here, from left to right, are red, yellow, green, and blue, but we didn't see them that way. We saw them as varied colors, varied shades of gray. And the professor storms off and goes right through the door. Maybe. Maybe not. We're small. How about talk Igor? Igor is good at taking orders, but is not much of a conversationalist. Well, so far he hasn't been too good at taking orders either. Unless his intention was okay, and he just is colorblind, I guess. Well, too bad. In your current state, you can't reach the door handle. We're too small. Hey, you know what, though? We are small enough to get behind here. Get bung. Okay. Look bung. Well, it's sort of round and rubbery. Yeah, like I said. It's a plug for a barrel. Anything else on the table? Since we're here, the only thing you recognize is a useful looking rubber bung, which we already got. Okay. F6. You are carrying candle, whistle, key, knife, bung. Okay. Come to think of it, we didn't look at the knife yet, did we? Nope. Look, knife. A rather useful looking penknife. Okay. So what we're supposed to do here is tell Igor to push button. Igor deftly presses the yellow button. Well, that got us back to normal size. Oh, and now we're going all over the place. super, super dizzy. Too bad, in your current state, you can't coordinate your hand to turn the door handle. Okay. This was actually really fun to see this sort of thing. But the thing is, of course, you can't leave this room to go to other parts of the game like this, unfortunately, because it's kind of fun to walk around like this. Okay, tell Igor to push button, again. Igor deftly presses the green button. Okay, well, at least he's systematic. He's going from left to right. And now we look like Swiss cheese, Hugo. Look at that. We're semi-transparent. Too bad, in your current state, you can't grip the door handle to open it. We're too insubstantial. Okay. Tell Igor to push button, again. Igor deftly presses the blue button. Well, it's the only big button left. Ah, okay, well there we are. Now we're normal size and we appear to be walking normally and fully substantial. And we are in fact able to leave the room. Ooh, let's get that mask again. You're not close enough. Ah, okay. Now the points up are up there at the status bar at the top, of course, but that was never something I really paid a whole lot of attention to, I don't think. Not even in Sierra games later. So let's see here. There's a dining room to the right. Let's see here, front room. Been a while since we've saved. And this game does have a lot of the Sierra style of unexpected deaths, character deaths. There's a butler here or something. Look, a feast is in full swing here in the dining room. Some of the guests look rather ugly. Something tells me this is not a good place to be, unless, of course, you want to end up on the dinner plate. Ugh. Care for a chop, sir? Very good, sir. Sniff. Oh, I was supposed to type yes. You're supposed to type YES instead of clearing the screen, the dialogue with the enter key. Here, just a moment. You're not one of us. You're a bloomin' interloper. Come here, you little blighter. I'm gonna chop your head off. It appears your game is up, so to speak. The butler deftly slices your head off with a handy carving knife. So much for rescuing Penelope. Yeah. And you actually get to see Hugo's head on the floor, right next to his body, which is still standing. Okay, let's restore. That's the first death of the game. Well, when in Rome... How's that phrase supposed to end anyway, when in Rome? I mean, nobody ever finishes saying it. What? When in Rome, do as the Romans. I'm going to finish it. Let's see here. Look monsters. Just your regular old monster type. Oh, okay. Yeah, right. Look picture. It is Zelda, Wicked Witch of the West. Well, let's see. It's not Princess Zelda. The Wicked Witch of the West, I don't think at this point had actually been named. Certainly not by Mr. Baum, as far as I know. And see, the butler is still gravitating toward us. Care for a chop, sir? Yes. Very good, sir. Enjoy. The butler hands you a tasty-looking chop. You take it from him with a polite thank you. And apparently the butler now leaves us alone, I guess. The butler just sort of semi-aimlessly wanders the room. Look flowers. It's pretty, but useless. Look window. Anything out there from this point of view? Apart from the moon, there's not much to see. Okay, look moon. Oh, a feast is in full swing here in the dining room. It's the default look. Some of the guests look rather ugly. Something tells me this is not a good place to be. Unless, of course, you want to end up on the dinner plate. And nobody would want that. Look dishes. Whoops. Yeah, look dishes. Well, you can't do anything, unfortunately, with that stuff over there. Let's go in this room. Aha, it's the kitchen. Very, very green. From the looks of it, this is the kitchen. You can hear the sounds of a feast or something going on in the room to the right. Oh, and that's all, huh? So if we go down, then we're back in the front room. Let's go back to the kitchen. Look broom. A pretty ordinary looking broom. Get broom. Gonna do some sweeping, are we? Hey, the broom must be gripped by some magical powers. Despite your best efforts, you can't budge it. Now, I might have thought that that was a puzzle once upon a time. However, it's not. It's just a piece of scenery, just like the sink here and the cupboards and the stove. How about looking out the windows here? It's pretty dark out there. You can just make out the outline of a shed in amongst some trees. Okay, let's go check that out. Look, you are behind the house now, in what appears to be a small fenced-in yard. To the rear of the garden is a little shed. And the interesting thing here is that you cannot actually walk off of the path. Don't understand why, but yeah. Open door. This door appears to be locked with a combination lock. What's the combination? Well, I bet it's 333. Bingo! The door opens. And now we're walking around inside the shed here, even though we can't quite see what we're doing. Look, the shed seems to have fallen into disuse and is pretty much full of garbage, either broken or rusted to pieces. You are just on the point of leaving when you notice an oil can sitting on a shelf. Okay, that could be useful. Get oil can. You're not close enough. Well, I don't know where it is. Get oil can. Okay. And now, that's all that there is in the shed, and in fact all that there is in the backyard. Okay, back safe and sound in the house. Well, not really safe and sound. This is Hugo's House of Horrors, after all. Let's, we have not tried that whistle yet. Look, oil can. This little oil can looks like it contains some oil. Okay. Let's blow the whistle. Okay. Now there's no sound that makes. Nothing seems to happen. Hey, maybe it's one of those dog whistles that only dogs can hear. Ooh. Speak of the devil. Oh dear, it seems the nice doggy has eaten you all up. You'll never get to rescue Penelope this way. I guess not. Now this was actually very funny to me. It was really funny to just see this cute big dog come up and have the narrator tell you that it ate you. Then all Hugo does is lay down on the floor. Let's restore. Okay, so look, oil can again. This little oil can looks like it contains some oil. Well, that's good. It would not be very much of use if it was not. Now there's something that we have to do in the next room, and I don't know if you have time to do it or not once you enter it, but because this is not a game that pauses itself in order to let you type. Anyway, the solution to the dog is to throw the chop. Let's give him something to eat. That seems to have caught the dog's attention. It looks like he's going to be rather busy for a while. Oh, that's good. And we're at a sort of dead-end room. Look, dog, you're not close enough. Really? I'm not close enough? Look, dog. How about pet dog? Nope, Hugo doesn't understand that. Now you can actually just pick up the chop again, by the way. There's no reason to. Well then again, maybe there is. I don't know. Let's get the chop again. Okay. Alright, well I guess the dog's happy now anyway. Look. Hole. Mouse hole, it looks like. You rummage around in the hole and feel something soft and slightly moist. Phew! A medium-sized pile of mouse droppings. Apparently not every mouse hole in adventure games holds something useful. Well, let's see. We've got a rug here. That looks conspicuous. Look, rug. You see nothing very interesting about it. Ah, that's a little misleading, though, however. You see that there's a different pattern on the rug on the right compared to the middle and the left of it. What if we look under the rug? Okay. Aha! Look, trap door. Look, door. This is a pretty empty looking room adjoining the kitchen. Oh, it's the default look. The only thing of any interest that immediately catches your eye is a rather large and ugly-looking dog. Doesn't look ugly to me. This game, as well as possibly other games of its era by other game makers, was not really skilled in parser vocabulary versatility. Look, trapdoor, for example, apparently does nothing. Let's see here. Look, trap, space, door. Open door. Open trapdoor. And there we go. The trapdoor appears to be bolted shut. Okay. Unbolt trapdoor. Please say undo bolt. Now I'm confused about this, or at least I was. Maybe I still am. But this might have been a case of the game having every verb assigned to one noun, and so therefore bolt cannot be the word therefore the noun bolt cannot be used with both the verbs undo and unbolt. I don't know. I've never programmed an adventure game, at least not like this. Okay, but let's follow the directions, so we got most of the way there. Despite your best efforts, the bolt refuses to budge. How about oil bolt? Okay. Undo bolt. Okay. There. Now how about open trapdoor? You casually throw the mask away, since you won't be needing it anymore. Well, how do you know? Okay, and we follow some stairs. Oh. We're in the basement. You are below the house now. The walls appear to be partly hewn out of rock. To the right of the basement is a large, extremely heavy-looking door. You can hear the muffled sounds of someone sobbing. Oh my. Look, door. Looking through the door, you can make out your beloved Penelope's tear-streaked face. Talk, Penelope. Penelope, alas, can't speak since she is gagged. Okay, well, let's see. Let's try the obvious thing, because you don't want to not try it. Open door. Are you kidding? Well, I suppose you had to try. Needless to say, the door is locked. How about unlock door? Will that key work on this door? Well, for a start, there's no keyhole, and secondly, no bolts either. Oh. So it's only unlockable and lockable from the other side, it looks like. Well, you cannot go down from this screen, and you cannot go to the left either, despite the fact that you can walk behind these rocks. And this was very hard, in fact, in my recollection, was impossible to see on an MCGA screen because the color depth was so shallow. And so we really had to use a walkthrough for this, especially when we couldn't even see what it was that we were supposed to interact with. But there are two rocks here on the back, and you're supposed to walk actually right between them. Whoa. Look, you are in a cave full of bats. Well, that means that technically we're in the bat cave. Does that make us the Batman? Let's get out of here. Okay. Well, I think we want to save. Now it feels like we're kind of playing like the Goonies. Look, bats, you're not close enough. Are you kidding? Gotcha! Oh dear, you seem to have wandered a bit too close to one of the vampire bats. It looks like it's curtains for you. Now you'll never be able to rescue Penelope. And Hugo lies down. Well, let's restore. What you're supposed to do is blow the whistle. And since bats are dependent on sonar-like sensing, this might screw them up. Okay. That seems to have had a strange effect on the bats. Now the thing here is that you can still get bitten by them, so you still need to avoid them. But at least they're very disoriented. And in this case... Hey, what do you know? You appear to have confused the bat's sense of direction. It must be something to do with their sonar-like hearing. Let's save here again. We're at the point in the game where saving before going on to the next screen really matters. Uh-oh. Look, you are in a cave with the mummy's tomb. Well, it's not much of a tomb if it's actually a door to the next room, though. Anyway, there's this kind of cute-looking mummy. This game was, I have to hand it to the game maker, Mr. David P. Gray. He did a good job of making this game very kid-friendly, and yet seem very spooky somehow, because the mummy kind of looks cute, the dog looks cute, the monsters even look cute, and yet Hugo can still do character deaths with everything. So let's see here. We've got a mummy, and we've got some rocks, and we've got a door, and we've got a bag with a $sign on it. So this is actually an agility sort of matter here. We've got these two rocks, and we need to trick the mummy. Gotcha! Oh, how careless. You seem to have landed yourself in the clutches of the evil mummy. Well, since it's curtains for you, you'll never be able to rescue your sweetheart. And so we've got to restore again. So what you've got to do is you've got to trick the mummy into getting caught on the rocks. Ooh, gotcha. I can't tell if this is going to be easier or more difficult because of the slow speed. Let's try again. Hey, that was pretty good. Okay, so now what we want to do is get that money and then get the heck out of here through that door. Woo, a small fortune in gold. Okay, get money. Okay. Now, let's save again. And now I believe this is what we did. We simply, from this point, we had to just go up here and simply beat the mummy out the door, and then the mummy won't follow us. Oh, where are we now? We're in a larger room, considering that we look smaller. You are now in a large open cavern. There's a small underground lake here, at the far side of which is some sort of jetty and a very old-looking man who appears to be just sitting on the jetty fishing. To the far right, at the back of the cavern, you can see a tunnel. Okay. Well, we cannot go to the left, even though it might look like that. And so, what we have to do is use this boat. It looks like a serviceable boat. I wonder whether it would get you to the other side. Well, if it won't, I don't know how you expect us to get there, other than swimming. That would be an option. Well, unless it's poisonous or infested with piranhas or something. How about get in boat? I'm afraid the boat has a hole in the bottom. Unless you can plug it with something, this boat will surely sink before you get to the other shore. Oh, we do have something that will work. Use bung with boat. Whoops. How about plug boat with bung? Okay. Now get in boat. Okay. Now when I say get in boat, things like get in boat and take off mask, I really prefer not to use those kinds of things. I prefer to say something like enter boat and remove mask. I'd like to use a single word verb for things like that so that it, in my mind anyway, that makes it much more clear to the game what it is I'm trying to do. And hopefully the game makers think like that too. So let's see here. Cut rope with knife. You're not close enough. How about just cut rope? You're not close enough. Get out of boat. Okay. I don't want the boat to leave. Cut rope. The boat is now floating free. Okay. Get in boat. Okay. Push boat. There we go. I don't know why the boat is moving the way it is and where it's going. Why it's going the way it is. But here we are. Okay. Let's see here. Get out of boat. The old man is blocking your path. Okay. Look, man. He looks at least 200 years old. We thought that was really funny, too. Let's save here because we're going to talk to the man now. The old man seems about to speak. Ah, welcome to my lake, my fine young friend. I have been waiting for you. I am well aware of your quest and would hasten you on your way. How come characters in the middle of quests are always somehow aware of our quest? However, before I let you pass, I must satisfy myself that you have the experience to handle the dangers that lurk through yonder passage. To this end, you will permit me to test your mettle with a few questions, the answers to which would come readily to the lips of any seasoned adventurer. Be warned, however, that I can only accept your first answer. And also be warned that we cannot simply hit enter to clear the dialogue question off of the screen. We have to we have to type the answer to the question while the question is still on the screen. The old man clears his throat and asks, "What was the first name of the hero in The Hobbit?" Now, this was again 1990, and a lot of the answers to the old man's questions here, you either had to know yourself or ask around in your friends to find out who knew. And of course, there was no internet. There was no way to simply look up an answer on the internet. And I kind of missed that kind of thing in adventure games, come to think of it. So anyway, I had not read The Hobbit yet at this point, but the answer, of course, is Bilbo. Bilbo Baggins, the bravest little hobbit of them all. Correct. And the next question is, where did Aslan live? Hint, not in a wardrobe. Now, the word wardrobe would probably give it away. And not only had there not been a Lord of the Rings movie made yet, well, technically there had, if you want to count the cartoons, but and come to think of it, yes, there actually had been a cartoon movie made of the stories with Aslan, as well as a live-action one as well, although there's never been a complete adaptation in movie form. But anyway, this is Narnia. Correct. And the next question is, I'd also not read the Narnia books yet either. Who invented Count Dracula? Now this one was a little bit of a difficult one because the Dracula character is so everywhere. I really didn't even realize that there was a specific person who had taken the specific author who had taken the historical person and turned him into a fictional character. And the author is Bram Stoker, as in Bram Stoker's Dracula. Correct. And the next question is, what should you do with a pan-galactic gargle blaster? A. Ride it. B. Fire it. C. Drink it. D. Run away from it. Now, this one is different than the other questions because this one is a multiple choice. So even if you did not know the answer, you could just do trial and error. And I believe that might have been what we did, without knowing what a pan-galactic gargle blaster was at that point either, because I had not read The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy yet either. Although there had also been the television mini-series made from it. So it's kind of funny now. We're out of the three books that we're referencing here, three book stories that we're referencing here, all three of them had been adapted into movies or television by this time, but not the ones that we're more familiar with by now. Anyway, the answer is C. Drink it. And now a riddle. What's the name of the only mammal that can't fly that can fly? Now, the fact that he says mammal really narrows it down, but I actually figured out the answer to this one in just a few seconds. And the answer is man. Because man cannot fly, because he does not have wings, but he can fly because he can invent an airplane. Nearly there, just two more to go. What was the name of Roy Rogers' dog? Now, by this point, we were like, holy smokes. We're glad he said there's only 2 more to go, but we're still like calling our friends and asking people, what was the name of Roy Rogers' dog? And other things. So the answer to this one is Bullet. And that one I do not know the answer to even now, other than this game. And lastly, did you register this shareware? Now, the answer, if you want to give the truthful answer, well, we did register this shareware. Historically in speaking, I mean. But if you answer no to this, then he will not let you through. And so maybe it's a sort of honor code thing where you have to say yes. In later versions, this was changed to, do you really want to rescue Penelope? And of course the answer to that one would be yes. That would be silly. But anyway, yes. And so this also might be like not just an honor code, but like, well, okay, we said yes, I guess we'd better register it. And we did register this game, as well as the following 2 games as well. Wonderful, thou art truly a noble and wise adventurer. Go in peace, my friend, and good luck in thy mission. Yes, get out of boat. Okay, all right, we are nearly there. And you can actually go backwards on the boat to get back to the southern part there. Aha. All right. What's this now? You have arrived in a passage with a room at the end. There is a large guard at the end who appears to be standing outside a kind of jail. Wait. Behind the guard you can make out a familiar shape. Yes, it's Penelope being held prisoner. Okay, well, let's see here. Talk guard. He doesn't understand you. All right, this is not correct, but fight guard? You know, you really should curb those violent tendencies. Well, yeah, that's another default answer when you say fight. Look gold. Woo, a small fortune in gold. How about give gold to guard? You hand over 1 coin from your little bag of golden coins. Hey, look at the score now. 198 out of 190. He makes a gruff noise, which you assume was a thank you, and steps aside, allowing you to pass. Nearly there, Hugo. Oh, and there's Penelope's silhouette. Congratulations! You are so glad you have rescued Penelope, you dance for joy. After cutting her ropes with your penknife, you open the bolts of the jail door and find yourself back in the basement. From here you trip hand in hand up the basement stairs past the ferocious doggy, through the kitchen and out the front door to freedom. And live happily ever after. Or at least until the next adventure. Goodbye. So that's very nice. We don't really get to see what Penelope looks like in this game, other than her silhouette. But we do get to see what she looks like in the next game, because we get to control her in the next game. And here we are back in DOS. Thank you for playing. Don't forget to register to obtain your free hint book, free self-running version, free new game when available. Register by sending $20 to David P. Gray, P.O. Box 333, Northborough, Massachusetts, 01532. Those wishing to register outside the US, please see details in README file. That reminds me. Whoops. dir/w. Oh, that doesn't help very much either. dir read star. Read.bat and readme.doc. Okay, dir star.txt. No text files. Okay, dir star.doc. Also, by the way, at this point in time, the .doc format was simply a synonym for .txt. The .doc format was later taken over, if you will, by Microsoft Word. Okay, manual and readme. Okay, so we have readme.doc and manual.doc. Type readme.doc pipe more. Hopefully this works. Here we are. Association of Shareware Professionals. This software is produced by David P. Gray, who is a member of the Association of Shareware Professionals. Association of Shareware Professionals. This software is produced by David P. Gray, who is a member of the Association of Shareware Professionals, ASP. ASP wants to make sure that the shareware principle works for you. If you are unable to resolve a shareware-related problem with an ASP member by contacting a member directly, ASP may be able to help. The ASP Ombudsman, I do not know what that word means, can help you resolve a dispute or problem with an ASP member, but does not provide technical support for members' products. Please write to the ASP Ombudsman at P.O. Box 5786, Bellevue, Washington, 98006, USA, or send a CompuServe message via EasyPlex to ASP Ombudsman 7007, 7007, 3536. Oops. Sorry, I hit the microphone. End of readme.doc. So, this is 1990 again, and so CompuServe was one of the... yes, it was actually one of the intranet services. And now, just for completion's sake, oops. Type manual.doc pipe more. Oh, that is the manual. Wait a minute then. Type readme.bat. Wait a minute. Type read star. Oh, read.bat. Type read.bat. Okay. Hugo 1, requirement CGA, VGA, 878 kilobytes of free space required. That's disk space, not memory space. Help and or description for this program may be included in the program itself. Okay. So that, okay, read.bat actually does not read the readme.doc file. Type readme.doc. Pipe more. Wait a minute. Oops. Type manual.doc. Pipe more. Well, maybe it ran by too fast. I don't know. The pipe more is supposed to make it like the /p for dir, so that it waits at the end of every screen for you to hit a key. Anyway, sorry about that, but this game is easily findable. It is still shareware, and perhaps might even be freeware at this point. I'm not certain. But if you search for it on the internet, you will find it. And Thank you very much for joining me, and happy Halloween!